I want to continue on the subject of self-sabotage. To do that, I need to tell you a story. After Daniel passed, I built another vehicle for SEMA, and I got the opportunity to build the one we're sitting in. And I joined this competition, the International Radical Rod Build-Off Drive-Off. And it's a year-long build. Now, here's where the self-sabotage starts. I decided in some arrogance of confidence, that I only wanted 90 days. I wanted to see what I was made of and see how far I could push myself. So instead of giving myself a year, I sat and designed, thought, no touching, no building, no nothing, to give myself those 90 days. And yes, it was a fun challenge, but at the time my health was not 110%, and I didn't sleep much. I just constantly worked, and it came out to what it was. It actually wasn't ready for the drive off. It only drove about half of the drive off. Didn't have brakes in the beginning because I didn't have enough throw in my pedal, so I had to cut a V into it and kick it up and make it work. But when we were at SEMA, there was an amazing thing happen. Like, we got asked to be in Gauge magazine, and then they made Empathy the cover and had a feature inside. It was such an amazing thing and such a cool thing that happened. I felt guilty because this car is completely built about how I felt with Daniel. That's why it sits low to the ground. That's why it's sprawled out. It's how I felt. I felt low and sprawled. It's put together with pieces, and it's all stitch welded together, and I showed the welds. We patchwork ourselves back together. So I put so much of myself into it. So to get something good for something I did for relief, I felt guilty. I felt guilty. I didn't know what to do with it. I parked the car for a year. I literally parked it, didn't touch it, didn't want to touch it. COVID happened, and a lot of other things were going on. I just didn't want to touch the car. And if I would have kept pushing what was going on, a lot more attention probably would have happened from it. But I flinched. I didn't. The good felt so bad in me. It hurt. I couldn't want anything good anymore because I miss my friend, and it doesn't make any sense. And I recognize it as self-sabotage. It's the same thing that happened this weekend at the show. She wins Best of Show, and I literally hear the name and the number, and my stomach dropped, and I just felt sick. Where I should have felt excited, I should have felt happy. It's something I'm working on. I'm gonna go to the gym, so let's cruise over there, and I'm gonna go get some stress and stuff out. Let's talk more about this in a minute. Sorry I didn't talk to you guys after the gym. I kind of went a little overboard, hurt myself a bit, and I'm still super sore from it. I just needed to get some of that anger out from this weekend, and just hurting. But I want to talk to you about her. It's another self-sabotage. This is another one that every time I look at it and every time I was working on her, I remember Daniel. He helped me figure a lot of this stuff out. When I made this is an actual Chevy mirror off a truck, so you can actually see the shape of it. A lot of the other stuff, it's just ideas he gave me. So when I'm working on stuff, it really bugs me because I miss my friend. And I start self-sabotaging because I start feeling sorry for myself. And I gotta remember, I gotta focus. He's not here anymore. I gotta work past it, Like this helmet. This helmet's another one that I self-sabotage myself. He wasn't around anymore. I was working on it. I told him it was going to be one of the best things that I ever did. He told me, encouraged me. He was always my guy behind me to push me and push me harder. And I miss him, and I self-sabotage myself, and I got to stop doing it. And if you guys are doing it too, you got to recognize it, and you got to realize that you're being your own stopping block. You're being the one preventing you from doing what you want to do. So I love you guys. I will check you later. We're going to finish up here and head back to the bus, but I probably ran long with talking. So I love you guys, and I'll check you later. Whee!